Look, welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Jim Jones responds to being called the oldest YN. Look, let's get into the content, fam.
The old OYN, the oldest YN.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm laughing
Senior
at shit like
citizen.
that, but it's like I'm looking at these people like, what do you expect me to be?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, who do you expect me to turn into? Like, what picture do you paint an old person is supposed to be?
In his 40s is not that old.
Facts.
So, but if you 19 or 20, you seem old, right? But so the thing is like, what do you want to do? Because hip hop is growing. Hip hop is aging at the same time we are. So do we, switch up, or this is the culture that we was raised in? Like the comments, like, do you stop being who you are? It's not like it's sports where your knees get bad or your ankles go out and stuff like that. You still have the skill and the passion to still do what you do, and you still look good doing it.
Right, it'd be crazy. Like, yo, bro, he show out here dressed like a YN. I've been dressing like this for 29 years.
I also think hip hop is a lifestyle at this point. At first, it wasn't really like a lifestyle. It wasn't a career for people. It wasn't like
it was short. It was short lived.
Giving everybody in this room that's working a job at one point. You know what I'm saying? So it's evolved too. So people have to evolve out of thinking like, yo, you too old to wear this, or you too, you know what I mean? Like it really don't make sense at this point.
Yeah.
And even on a bigger scale, like let people do what the fuck they want to do.
100%.
You're too old to be wearing all them chains. Like what?
So they just wear one when you get a certain age. Or chain too big.
They don't even think they.
Look, this is my problem with the YN community, fam. Just being honest, just being real. Niggas been popping they shit way longer than y'all, fam. Just cause you feel like your nuts my nuts just dropped. It's about me, man. Get the fuck out of here. You're still a student. You're a student in the game, fam. Everything evolves. Niggas wanna dress like they OGs, fam. For real, the OG, the real OG, and we talking about fashion-wise, the OG fashion-wise, all they do is elevate. You know what I mean? It's all they do is elevate. They don't dress down. Yeah, they don't go down. You only get flyer as you get old. Shout out Jim Jones, bro. They got an old saying like, blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. What they saying by that is when you let that wine age, it tastes better, bro. You start seeing fashion a whole different way after you done been fly for 20, 30 years. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. You YNs gotta stop that shit. You gotta stop that shit. Because what you can't stop is the aging process. Everybody is gonna age. Now, some are gonna age better than others. Yeah, for sure. It just depends on how you take care of yourself. But when you think that old nigga supposed to stop being player, I mean, you got a problem. You got the problem, bro. Even the hands develop more as you grow. You know what I mean? Real shit. And that's, for me to say that, I'm just giving a warning to the YNs, fam. When you think you go run up on a old nigga like Clint Eastwood, man, that nigga hit you so hard with them stiff ass jabs, you wouldn't know what touched you. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Look, shout out Jim Jones, cause one never supposed to stop. You know what I mean? It's on you, bro, if you let yourself get older and then you start getting that stomach and you start trying to dress like the YNs. No, man. The YNs want to dress like the older guys. Why? When you get older, you acquire more money, you acquire more things. As a youngster, bro, you just buy what you think cool. You don't even know who you are at that point. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. You live and you learn a wee bit. Look, shout out Jim Jones, because hip-hop wise, man might not have been that strong on that microphone. I really think Dipset as a whole, if it wasn't for Joel Santana really spitting like that and Cameron getting them going and them being fly, they wouldn't be who they are right now. But Jim Jones is who he is because he remained fly. He was one of the fly ones. He the one gave Cameron the game on the dress. And I'm just being honest, just being real, bro. Drop it in the comments, nigga. The older you get, the wiser you get, the more player you get. And you don't gotta grow up and grow out. You know what I mean? Nah. You wanna grow up and continue showing out. You know what I mean? Just point blank period. Nigga, you put on your clothes a little different when you've been used to doing it for decades. Just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground. Look, and this is another clip, bro, because this podcast is hilarious, dog. Who is it? Mano, Davies, Fabulous, and Jim Jones. And this all the people that wasn't really respected so much as they should have been in hip hop, but they all came together, fool. It's like the four losers. You know what I mean? Even though Davies is far from a loser, Fabulous is far from a loser, Mano ain't no loser, and Jim Jones ain't no loser, but in a certain light, you gotta, these are the rejects. These are the great hip hop rejects. You know what we're gonna call this group? The great hip hop rejects. They never quite lived up to what they were supposed to. And I don't know what's going on with Dave East, but I'm guessing he's just more of an actor. Well, look here, bro, this next clip I'm about to add is just them like messing up on a word. None of them could say exhibition. You know what I mean? They talking exhibition, expedition. Look, bro, this shit just funny. These are regular guys, fam. That's why this show, give it some time, bro. They don't do sports and shit yet. Soon they might start adding other type of elements to their conversation, so it won't just be hip hop. But give them some time. I think this is gonna be way bigger than the Is What It Is podcast with Mace and Cameron. Look, Cam cool. Mace got the whole happy situation going. Look, I don't know how long that's gonna last. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. The best thing they could do is be talking about sports. But look, let's get into the content, man. I hope y'all enjoy this next clip. And go check out they new podcast. I forget what the shit even called right now, but you got your people. Davies, Mano, fucking Fabulous, and Jim Jones. As awkward as putting those 4 people in the room sounds, the conversation is fire, fam. Shout out to them guys. Yeah, and I wish them much success. Nobody was hurt in this broadcast. Maybe a little feelings, but I don't know. I just think I just be keeping it G. You know what I mean? I just be keeping it 100. That's all. You know what I mean? Maybe it hurts some, maybe it don't. Maybe some respect it, some don't. But it ain't about that. It's about Scars from the Playground, Jack. Drop it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Nigga, peace.
I'm confused about that in one aspect because
About boxing or about them?
boxing, because it's only because Javante, I think, is a lightweight, if I ain't mistaken. He fighting a heavyweight, so it's not a real fight. It's an expedition. It's an expedition. It's an expedition.
Or they consider it a field fight.
What is it?
I don't know what it is.
You think
Expedition.
it's all about the money now, or is
Yeah,
It's
because
the
at that point, man,
What is it?
Not expedition at all.
it's not
That's
expedition?
a Ford
this
truck.
is the
That's
truck.
a Ford truck.
Exhibition.
Exhibition is what the fight is.
I don't want to see none of y'all know.
No,
exhibition.
I'm just trying to correct. I'm trying to. Y'all corrected me when I got a word wrong.
It's
so I'm
definitely
trying
not
to,
What is it again?
It's not an expedition. It's not an expedition.
It's not a Ford.
You never Ford had an
Exhibition.
expedition? Never Ford had an expedition? It's
not a
That's
Ford.
an expedition.
It's not a Ford.
It's an exhibition.
Yes, not addition.
100%.
The Bishan.
It's a what?
It's the Bishan, not the Dishin.
Exhibition.
Exhibition. Not an expedition.
It's an exposition.
That's something different. Now you're going to court. The
On some
exposition is
real
something that
shit
your
though,
lawyer
is
put you
that
through.
where boxing is going?
Right,
Is
because
it
is it
becoming
more
like
money over there?
entertainment?
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a Clifton. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.